everybody, welcome to Your Best Life with Asia. And here we talk faith, family, fitness. Today, I'm featuring my hair. I have my arsenals to kind of fix it. So there's my hairbrush, there's a comb, there's my spray bottle, and there's rubber band. So let's see if we can fix it before this video is over. But don't be distracted by my hair. So here we talk faith, family, fitness, and leadership. And I also have 3 blogs where I write about the same thing. So what we do on this channel is we sort of marry the blog to the channel. So I'm gonna start a conversation on the blog, finish it here on the YouTube channel. And today I have 3 different blogs where on Israel.com I talk about 5 amazing books that have helped my faith, leadership, life, productivity. 5 books, 5 lessons. On my mommy blog, stayhomemoms.ng, I talk about 5 books that have helped my parenting, housekeeping, domestic queen life, marriage, all that fun stuff. So 5 different books, 5 different lessons, amazing books. And on my fitness blog, coache.ng, I talk about 5 books too that have helped my fitness. You know, especially marrying faith and fitness together. So you want to check out all of those blogs. You're probably thinking, oh, I don't like to read. I'm not a reader. Now, this is why I'm doing this video. To get you from 0 to hero, from 0 to pro as a reader, actually. Because reading is a superpower, trust me. And I just want to share some of my hot tips that should help you really start to love and enjoy reading. I'm recording this video in December 2021. And you know, now we're going to be making resolutions and all of that. And I want you to resolve to read and actually keep those resolutions. That's why I'm sharing these tips with you. On the average, I probably read like 7 books a month. Hopefully I get it up to 10. And you're probably wondering, oh, how can you read so much? You're going to, if you follow my tips, don't worry, trust me, you're going to start to read like me. We're all going to be reading and winning together. It's painful. Natural hair problems. Okay, so those 5 tips. Like I said, you want to read those blogs. And then I also share a couple of things that help me, you know, a couple of resources too that help me sort of get my reading game on track. So many blogs linked below, many gist linked below, so you want to check all of them out. Whew, so now those 5 hot tips, hot tips, baby. Number 1, you must make a cognitive adjustment. You know, when you're growing up, you're filling a form like, well, what are your hobbies? You say reading, cooking, sleeping. Remove reading from that place. Remove it, elevate it. Remove reading from there. Remove it, elevate reading from that place. See, you don't read in your leisure and spare time. You make time to read. Reading is part of what gets on your schedule every single day. It's so important. Like, even for your kids, you have to, let's normalize reading. You don't read for exams only, you read for life. Do you get, like, readers are leaders for life. We read for life. I mean, I heard Jumoka Adinomo say that books are a crystallization of a man's best thoughts. And that's so true, because when people write, they write in their best hours, they wake up early in the morning, write in the night. They're trying to give you the best of their thoughts, of their experiences. You can literally have amazing experiences from reading books. So when we say you're not a reader, no, change it. That cognitive adjustment has to happen first though. Where you take it away from, I read in my spare time, I read, I sleep. No, I read, I walk. That's how you look at it now. Reading is not what you do in your spare time. Make that adjustment first. That's number 1. Now, number 2, once you've made that adjustment, you must now match your need to a book or a resource. Now, this is so key, because if you're just reading casually, and I believe there's a place for reading casually, like novels and stuff, but reading, as in like reading books, that you want to match a need in your life, a want in your life, a gap in your life to the wisdom that's in a book. So for example, personally now, I'm on this really intense battle fighting for my mind. There's just so much battle, so much lies I'm trying to dethrone. You know how 2 Corinthians tells us that we should cast down imaginations and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God. That's what I'm literally doing. And I can't, you know, I need resources. I need weapons. I need ideas. I need tools. So I grabbed this book recently. And interestingly, I've read this book before twice. But now that there's really a need in my life and I'm fighting this battle, I went back to the same book. The book is Winning the War in Your Mind by Groeschel. I'm linking it down below. You can probably see the name now. Oh, you know, because there's a real need in my life. As I'm reading it, I'm applying what he's saying immediately. I'm not like, oh, read and apply later. No, immediately, because there's a real need. There's a real need in my life. So when you have a gap in your life, I would go online, and at the end of this video, I'll share some tips on how to, you know, find the perfect book for your situation and all. So please, once you find a need, so yes, like I said, there's casual reading, but sometimes you need that book that fits a certain need. Example, in your parenting, in your marriage, with your job, time management. Go and look for books in that way, in that light, and then read them and apply immediately. Make room in your life to sit, read, digest, apply, have conversations with the book, you and yourself and the book only. That number 2 point is very, very key. It just kind of like takes reading from something that, let me just do something that you know that you need to do. It takes it from a leisure activity to part of my life. Yep. Now number 3. This is something that probably people think about, like, how do you read so many books? How do you retain everything? Don't worry. This whole thing, not my head, your brain is an intelligence. It's amazing how your brain stores information. The Bible tells us that a wise man stores knowledge. And why do you store things? Because you want to use it later. So you might think that, all these things, so I don't need all of that. Don't worry. Your brain is storing it. The day you need it, it will surprise you how something will just come to you and you're like, how did that come from? It's the book you read. It filed it. There's an intelligent filing system in your brain. Very intelligent. So don't think that I'm reading too much. Can I even keep all of them together? You can keep it. Remember, I've already said you match a need to the book. As you're reading it, you have things that you can apply immediately. But some things that you probably think, I don't really need this now. Don't worry. Just read it. Just read it. Don't worry. You're storing it. It is stored somewhere in your brain. Which is why, takes me to my 4th point. Once you read a book, reread it immediately. This one twice is a charm. Read it immediately. Now you're probably thinking, I just read 200 pages. How do I read 200 pages again? That's now a tip that I have for you. When you read, I have something called my book of books. So I have all these books that I read. But everything the author writes is not really important to me at the time. Now I take the points that are really speaking to me and I write it in my book of books, my own journal. And I write it in my own words. It's like I'm having a conversation. I'm like rewriting the book in Isiaha's words, in Isiaha's voice. What am I going to do with this information? How do I apply it now? I write it. So all the high points from the book, I condense it into this beautiful, not a watery summary, it's a beautiful summary. It's actually a summary that carries weight. So after reading the whole book, I will now go back immediately, and reread the summary. That thing just cements what it is that you know. Honestly, sometimes there's some books you need to read again, like the whole book, like this Reading the One in Your Mind by Groeschel. I've probably read it now maybe 6 times because I'm fighting something, and I'm not fighting small. So some books you might need to reread again, especially when you read audiobooks. But if you feel like I can't read the whole thing again, just go back to your book of books, your concise, beautiful summary, and read it again. So that's when the brain now does that filing, like, okay, she's applying this one now, that's good. Okay, let's file this one, she'll use it later. Have you ever thought about it? You read a book and you think you've forgotten things. Then one day maybe you just pick that book again and you're skimming through it, or you're reading your book of books and you see something, you're like, I've been doing this thing since. So you've forgotten that you learned it in a book, but your brain did not forget. This intelligent thing, not my head. My head's intelligent. This intelligent brain that you have, you didn't forget. You have started applying it. So you think it's in vain, like, I read, I forgot. You didn't forget. Trust me. From one reader to you, you didn't forget. I'm amazed at the things I know, but because I read them in a book. Of course, you read your Bible too. Now, the final point, I think the 5th point is grab a reading buddy or join a book club. Now, there are 2 things that a book club or a book buddy can do for you. Number 1, you guys can read together. So you can pick like a book and you read it together. Like you read it live, you review it together. It just brings such richness to a book. For example, I read a book alone, then I read it with my reading group. And I'm like, wow, I thought I read this book. There's so much more to learn from it. So it provides that. But number 2, it also provides accountability, because all of you cannot be reading the same books all the time. You might have different life issues and all. So you can come to them and say, hey, these are books I want to read this month. Hold me accountable. And then you come and submit and say, okay, I've read it. I've read 3 chapters now. I'm going to the 4th chapter. Accountability is such a superpower. I know that in this generation, we're trying to run away from accountability, but it's a superpower. So having that buddy, and try not to have like one-off book clubs and all. Try to have a club or a buddy that together you guys are constantly reading, reviewing, holding each other accountable. Once you have like minds together, really make you go further. Truly, you need help on this journey. You need people. So especially if you're starting off, you want to join a book club, or you want to grab 1 person, 2 people, and just create something that holds you accountable, and then you can read and review books together. So I said I was going to share a couple of tips that help me find the right books. Number 1, I use comment sections. So which is why I want to drop comments. What are your favorite books, and then what topics do they cover? I read comments. I might be on YouTube watching a video, and then someone in the comment just says, I read the comments, I just skim through, and someone just says, oh, I read this, oh, this person has a book on this. I just go and check it immediately. Then I read reviews a lot. So I could just go on Google and say, hey, books on parenting. then I read the reviews of what people have said. Sometimes I buy a book and it's not a perfect fit for me. I stop reading it immediately and I go and look for another one. So there's trial and error to this thing, and it's okay. So I do that. Again, I get familiar with authors because I read a lot. I get familiar with authors. So for example, if I'm looking for any parenting book, maybe I need wisdom on disciplining in parenting or raising teenagers. I can look for James Dobson. I really love James Dobson. I love Kevin Leman because they're godly and then they're professionals. They're child psychologists. So I look for them. I'm like, have they written any book on this topic? I go with them. I also get recommendations from trusted people that read. For example, people can come to me and say, hey, do you know any book on this, any book on that? I could tell them, I could go to my mentors and I'm like, hey, I need a recommendation from you. I do that. So I definitely do that. So that's how I get the books. Comments, I get on Amazon, I read reviews. I just Google books on this, I read, and I choose. So it's not like it's going to be perfect. Sometimes you pick a book and it doesn't work. You throw it away and read another one. Also, there are a couple of apps that help me too. So of course there are ebooks, there are audiobooks, and then of course there's hard copy. I don't really favor anyone over the other. It just depends on what I need at the time, because I'm not like, oh, I really like hard copy books. I love hard copy books, yes, but I also love audiobooks and I also love ebooks, depending on what I need. Because sometimes you will not see the hard copy of a certain book, and I thank God for ebooks and audiobooks. So I typically use the Kobo app, Rakuten Kobo. I'm going to link it down below. It's just beautiful. I also use Audible. Kobo apps you can buy ebooks there, and then you can buy audiobooks there. I use Audible too. Audible is just for audiobooks, and I love it because Audible is so, like, you can do bookmarks on the audiobook, you can set a timer. It's just a beautiful reading experience. I think it's a very beautiful reading experience, audio reading experience on Audible. And there are also apps, not even one. There are also apps that you take an ebook, all those PDF books that we have, and then it can read it to you. So I know one called EVA. I don't use it anymore again because I just go and buy an audiobook if I need to. But it reads out the ebooks to you. So that's another good one. So you can be doing other things. Maybe you're driving, you're washing plates, you're washing toilets. You can just be reading the books. So they really help. I know EVA, but there are many more. So feel free to go on Play Store or Apple Store and download as many as you want, then keep checking. If it doesn't fit, delete it. There's trial and error, but it's worth it. So like I said, there's several blogs, there's several things I'm linking down below. I want you to enjoy reading. Reading is like superpower, for real. I want you to enjoy it. So I hope that you apply the tips. Share your comments so that we can learn if there are books that I've read that really just change the game for you. Please share below. And then I hope that as we progress and get older and get into a new year, we actually embrace this wonderful culture of reading. Okay, folks, I'll see you in my next video. God bless you. Bye.